All right, folks. Well, welcome to today's video, which is all about Training Tips 2026. It's all about the topic of, should I add music to my workshop? Should I add music to my workshop? Now, this is a question I got asked recently by a coaching client that I'm working with, and it was a very valid question. It was a great question, but my response was a little bit, maybe a little bit odd to this person. Essentially, I said, yes, of course. Why aren't you? Haven't you been up till now? What's wrong with you? Kind of comment, right? But the thing is, music is fantastic, right? It is so good whenever you're delivering a face-to-face workshop. Now, you can do it online. I'll talk about that later. But face-to-face workshops, if you add in music, can really be powerful for a number of reasons. It can really set a vibe in a room. It can really build excitement, and it can really be a great, I guess, not distraction, but an add-on. So it really helps people feel something when they're actually in the room. If they actually just are feeling dead silence the entire time, the excitement or the kind of emotion to actually be in the room is just not as high. It's just not, right? So if you can add in music to your workshops, do it, all right? Now, a couple of things that music also does, right? It can also set a timestamp, right? So if you want people to go to a break at a particular time and you say, wow, now it's break time, and you play a particular song, people will anchor that in their mind that, okay, that is the go to break time song, right? Or the come back from break time song. That is amazing for crowd control. You're going to love the benefits of actually playing particular songs, because you'll notice that the audience or your participants, your learners, will essentially react to the songs that you play, right? You can have a start of day song and decide the vibe that you want to create for that, an end of day song. You can have all these different songs that will actually create emotions in the learners or the participants or the audience that you teach, right? Or you work with. What else can it do? So it can create a vibe, it can do timestamps, and another fun one is that it can actually put subliminal messages in the mind of your listener, your learner, or your audience member, right? Now, when you actually look at the lyrics of particular songs, you can actually get people to think certain things. I mean, what a crazy idea, right? So if there's a particular limiting belief that you want your audience to overcome, you can pick great songs from people like Beyonce or Queen or whoever it may be that really reinforce great messages that you want your audience to think about and go away and act upon, right? So start to think about, well, what are those messages that you want to get across to your audience, right? Now, next thing though, we have to think about some of the errors that people make when they actually use music, right? So the first error that we see people make is that they pick the wrong song for the wrong time, right? And maybe it's focus time, but they play a really rock and roll, heavy music, and people are like, I can't concentrate, turn that music off, right? So you need to pick the right song for the right time, for the right mood, right? Next one, they play the volume too loud, and as a result, people get distracted, irritated, and annoyed, right? Another one, they will not be consistent with their song that they actually play. What I mean by that is, they've got a go-to break song, and then they'll just randomly change the song every time they want to tell people to go to a break, right? It's the last thing you want to do. Just a bonus one on this in regards to errors. Always download the songs. Don't do a streaming service, because streaming will often have ads in it, or you may not know what the next song might be coming up. And it's just a lot harder to manage, right? So if you can have your playlist saved and download it, that's going to be a lot more strategically sound, right? And so those were some of the errors. Now, let's come to what kind of playlist you actually want, or what kind of songs do you need, right? So your song choice will kind of come back to what vibe are you looking to create? What kind of subliminal messages? And all of that is going to depend on, well, what are you actually teaching, right? And I mean, ultimately, if you're teaching sales, you may want to have that upbeat, that fun, great music. If you're teaching something like safety, I have seen and heard some people pick, like the soundtrack to the Titanic, and I was like, well, maybe that's a good choice, maybe that's not, right? And anyway, So context will drive your choice. Now, here's the deal though. What types of songs do you need, or what, list of songs do you need? Well, I would say generally you want a start of day song, right? Now, you then need a go to break song. What song's that going to be for you? You need a come back from break song, all right? So start a day, go to break, come back from break. Generally, I like a good fast-paced song if you want people to hurry up while they're doing an activity. Now, again, you don't play it loud, but you play it in the background, right? So you set the tempo. I also like a fun song for when people are playing games. That's really cool. I also love a song for brainstorming. That's good if you want to get people focused and thinking deeply. I love a song for celebration. So after they achieve something in the workshop, let's celebrate that. For example, Queen, We Are the Champions of the World, anything like that, like a celebration song. Next one, an end of day song, whatever you're going to pick for your celebration or end of day. So those are the kind of things that you need. And the other thing just to be aware of though is in some countries you do need to pay a royalty fee if you are going to regularly play songs in a public environment. You do need to think about that as well. So you'll need to investigate that for your own country, wherever that's at, and however you operate in that space. That's up to you, right? So on that note, folks, hope you got some value from the video. If you did, like, comment, share. I've been using the same playlist since about 2013. Why? Because it works and everybody can generally relate to the songs that I play, which is pretty cool. So on that note, folks, have you got some value from the video? If you did, great. Like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there. My name is Mark Miles, helping you become the best trainer, facilitator, coach you can absolutely be in 2026. Thanks for watching, team. We'll see you on the next one.